I would consider today more fine tuning than anything else. I think you've done a lot of good work in your game already. Okay. The one thing we did, we just got the ball closer to you. When you hold it further out, it feels heavier. They can actually put more tension on our low back. When it's closer, it doesn't feel as heavy. Okay. Think back to when you had little kids. You didn't hold them away from you. You had them close. Okay. And we start to work on the push away. That one there, not too bad. I still think sometimes you come down a little bit early. Not that you push early, I think you come down early, which means sometimes you push a little bit quickly. Okay. I would want the center of your ball more about belt level. So about a half a ball higher. So you start to work on that. And your body tried to figure it out. Usually, from my experience, within about 3 to 5 shots, your body starts to figure out what you want. And then another 3 to 5 is like, okay, I think I have it. Okay. Which in the scheme of bowling is not many shots. It's all mind work. Your mind controls your muscles. So we all have habits, right? And we can refer to those as muscle memory. But muscles really don't have memories. So it's really our mind controlling our muscles. And when you commit to something mentally, your muscles end up giving in. Now, this one here kind of held it a little bit too long on two. And that gets you a little bit later than we want. That ball is still just by your leg on three. Okay. So we did a couple more. A little bit better, but didn't quite push far enough. We want that elbow to come to about here. Okay. And that's just your body still figuring out, like, I'm not sure what you want. Okay. So we did a couple more. Okay. That one moved out a little bit more. Okay. Got a little bit further past your leg. Did one more of these. And like I said, you can do all this at home with a mirror. Okay. That's getting pretty close. We're out and down. Not quite done with the push yet. Okay. So I'd want you right about there. Okay. And we do see that happen on this next shot, actually. There you go. Perfect. And now what's funny is that's the shot I had you work on your follow through. So,
thinking about it now.
so your body said, okay, you can think about the ending. I know what to do here. So when we worked on the follow through, you had the perfect push away. But when we compare that to when you came in on step two, that's close to a ball different. Okay. And then we go to step three, and you see that's a ball different. Okay. Now on the right, sometimes you would go up into the backswing, but then start to come down that little bit on four. And then that makes it come through too soon. That makes it less clean off your hand. Okay. You threw a couple shots. And remember that one shot I said, did you feel how nice that was off your hand? Exactly. That's just a little bit better timing. And see, now you go up. There's no down motion on that step. Right. So not bad. Let's take a look at that one. And again, this one, we were working on the follow through. So the word let and make have a different connotation. Make requires work, let doesn't. So you always want to just let the arm go up and down. Okay? You don't have to make it do anything. Okay. But it's a lot of work to really relax and do nothing. Okay. Eventually, that would come. The hand would come up to about here. Okay, and that's fine. Say the elbow got just above the shoulder a little bit. This would just come to about here, a little bit more of that bend. I don't want you to try to make it bend because that's a muscle motion. But you can work on that at home in the mirror. Okay. Now this one here, we didn't work on the back foot yet, so it came up a little bit. You still had balance. Okay. But then when we were to keep the back foot down, had the toes more a little bit left, your body's like, all right, I know how to do that. Hey, look at that. So that's what's kind of cool about video too. You can actually see what you thought about. Okay. So really good. And look, your arm falls all the way back down. You're still balanced with a knee bend. And that's kind of important because when your body senses imbalance, you have to quick get rid of your ball. If you never have it balanced, you never have to rush your swing. You're not going anywhere. Okay? So pretty good on that. Okay,
Thank
and your body didn't even care about that. That's the second shot of two that we worked on. The first one was perfect, so I recorded the second one, which was perfect. Okay, back view stuff. Now, footwork sometimes takes more brain work, but if you use your brain too much, your footwork is all screwed up.
you.
Okay,
Yep.
so
Exactly.
it's always think and then do, and it's just compared to what you're used to feeling. Okay, so this is you feeling like step 2 and 4 just staying a little bit tighter. Step 4 is definitely in a little bit tighter. Okay, I think they both could come in a little bit more. Okay, we did one more on that. So even that could come in another half a board. Okay, that one definitely stayed in better than before. So that's a pretty good difference on 4 right there. If we pull up your original 4, there's much more of a gap.
Yep.
And you see how that gets more in the way of your swing.
Right.
Okay, so that's a really good one on the left. That's going to give your swing more space. Even see how there's that angle here to create space. Look at that. See that's
Yep.
okay. So here, like your calf is even with your hip. Your calf is inside your hip,
Right.
and that gives you that slot for the ball. Okay. We did talk about how eventually we want your hip a little bit more out of the way. I showed you with those higher level bowlers how the head stays a little bit more right of the body as you walk, and that just gives you space for your swing. Okay. But that footwork was quite a bit better. Watch your original footwork. You'll see how your step 4 especially wants to sneak out to the right. A little bit on 2, but mostly on 4. Okay. This one here, your 4 stayed in really nice.
And I finished up at 18
Yep.
as opposed to.
Correct. We got rid of some drift. And really, before we even worked on anything, your drift got cut in half.
Right.
That's just your body recognized, like, oh,
I
you're
don't have
there.
to go there.
Thank you. The last thing we worked on was a push weight direction. Just to keep that just a hair inside the shoulder. I really don't want you pushing left. I just don't want you pushing right. Okay. So if you actually start pushing left, back off on the exaggeration a little bit. Okay. But that did stay in tighter a little bit, and you had decent projection of the
Yep.
ball. Okay. And when you work on one piece, you can't worry about the other pieces.
Right.
Okay. So when you go to practice, 10 or 15 on one thing, 10 or 15 on something else. Give
Right.
your body a chance to figure out what you're doing. And as you work on different pieces, your body will kind of let you know what it's okay with and what it doesn't like.
Right.
Don't pick what it doesn't like when you bowl for score.
Right.
And really, a lot. Think about like other sports, like in school. Let's say you played basketball, or some days in practice you'd have like passing drills or dribbling drills or whatever.
Right.
But then when you play the game, you play the game.
Right. You're not practicing.
Exactly. So practice is really meant to develop your skills, so they help you play better when you bowl for
So
score.
my practice is really sporadic. I may
Yeah.
practice, 6 games and then not practice for 2 weeks right now.
Right. And that's the thing though. You could spend 5-10 minutes a day picturing in your head what you
Yep.
want.
Yep.
That imagery and visualization goes a long way because
Sure.
you always picture what you want. You don't picture what you don't want.
Yep. And that's
Okay.
exactly what I was saying. Watching a lot of the videos and watching people, the
Yes.
releases and the things they're doing.
Correct.
Thinking about what I'm doing, right?
Yep.
So now I have
Exactly.
some things to
Correct.
specifically think
Yep.
about.
Even like here, you can kind of see how your head stays kind of more toward the middle of your body. Well, that's what we were taught, right?
Yep.
Okay. If I show you with Brad one more time here, you'll see how the head stays kind of to the right side of the body as he walks. And what that does, that just creates space for the ball to swing under the shoulder, under the head. So yeah, it swings next to him, but it also swings under that right side. So he maintains that tilt all the way through the approach. Okay, and that's why they can keep the swing so close to them at the end. There's nothing in the way; they have space.
Right. Yep.
Okay, all right, everything makes sense.
Makes sense to
Good,
me.
excellent job. As far as release, I would work on this other stuff first.
Okay.
The release is not as hard to work on as people think, and that's where you just have a conscious thought of keep that inside half of the hand and wrist just more by the equator longer on the way down.
Right.
You were there, you just didn't stay there long enough. So if you thought like, okay, keep that in a little bit longer on the way down, you wouldn't turn as early. Okay, but muscle creates early turn.
Right.
Muscle also produces that follow through that's stiff and rigid. So it's more about relaxing, and a lot of things can take care of themselves. Okay. All right. Let's stop recording there. That. Let's get this copy in here. So does your dad live near you?
Huh?
Does your dad